The first time the galaxy truly noticed humanity, it was not through conquest, discovery, or diplomacy. It was through defiance. The Hall of Concordance floated at the center of the known universe, suspended between folded dimensions where physics bent to will and ancient design. Its vast interior shimmered with layered energy fields, each calibrated for a different species' biology. Gravity adjusted itself instinctively. Atmospheres overlapped without conflict. Time itself flowed with ceremonial patience. Every dominant civilization had sent its representative. The Threxian dominion loomed in spiked bioarmor, their minds linked in a low psychic hum. The crystalline Lyrithae refracted starlight through faceted bodies. The ancient Voruan floated like living shadows, older than most recorded suns. Even the machine minds of the Kelp collective hovered silently, calculating outcomes at speeds no organic thought could match. And standing among them, small, fragile, unmistakably out of place, was a single human. Elias Ward adjusted the translator collar at his throat, resisting the instinct to swallow. His heartbeat felt deafening in the vast chamber, though he knew none of them could hear it. Humans had been invited not as equals, but as a formality, a procedural requirement after their species had unexpectedly survived first contact without annihilation. They were considered interesting. That was never a comforting word. At the center of the hall, suspended above a ring of energy, hovered Supreme Arbiter Xerac of the Zealothi Imperium. Xerac's form shifted constantly, a towering silhouette of iridescent plates and flowing tendrils, eyes burning with cold intellect. The Zealothi ruled more than half the galaxy, through absolute authority enforced by overwhelming force. Their law was simple: submit or be erased. The session of judgment is convened. Xerac's voice echoed directly into every mind present, bypassing sound entirely. The matter before us, the classification of humanity. A ripple of attention moved through the chamber. Elias felt his mouth go dry. The Zealothi Imperium, Xerac continued, proposes humanity be designated a dependent species. Their territory will be absorbed, their resources managed, their military dismantled. In return, their extinction will be postponed indefinitely. Postponed. That word landed like a blade. This is mercy, Xerac added. Several species pulsed agreement. Others remained silent, unwilling to oppose the Imperium. The machines calculated minimal resistance. The galaxy, ancient and vast, had seen this story countless times. Elias stepped forward. The motion alone caused a stir. Humans did not interrupt galactic arbiters. My species rejects this classification, Elias said, his voice amplified by the translator, steady despite the terror coiling in his chest. A pause. Xerac's gaze fixed on him. You misunderstand, human. This is not a negotiation. I understand perfectly, Elias replied. Which is why I'm refusing. Shock rippled through the psychic channels. The Threxian hum stuttered. Even the machine minds recalculated. Refusal is not within your authority, Xerac said. Elias met the alien's gaze. It is within my nature. The arbiter's tendrils flared. Explain. Elias drew a slow breath. You've studied us. You know we fight wars against ourselves. You know we destroy our own world and still cling to it. You know we face extinction events and keep going. He gestured around the hall. You see weakness because we are small. But you forget, every species here that rules does so because it survived something worse than domination. Xerac's voice hardened. Philosophy will not save you. No, Elias agreed. But consequences might. A murmur surged. Elias continued, heart pounding. 3 months ago, when your probes entered our system, you believed we didn't notice. But we did. And we learned something. Zirac's eyes narrowed. You learned nothing of value. We learned how your faster-than-light network really works, Elias said quietly. Silence fell. The Vorwind shifted uneasily. The Celt collective paused mid-calculation. That network, Elias went on, isn't just transportation. It's a lattice. A single interdependent structure. Powerful, but fragile if disrupted at key nodes. You lie, Zirac hissed. Elias raised a small device in his hand. This is a quantum echo transmitter. Primitive compared to your technology. But we don't need to control your network. Only to introduce noise at the right frequency. Realization flickered across several alien minds at once. You would doom interstellar civilization, Zirac said. I would doom domination, Elias replied. If humanity is enslaved, this device activates. It won't destroy the galaxy, but it will collapse your Imperium's reach. Trade will fracture. Fleets will be stranded. Control will vanish. The Hall of Concordance felt suddenly tense. You would sacrifice yourselves, Zirac said, incredulous. Elias nodded. If it means our freedom, yes. The Arbiter stared at him, struggling to reconcile the logic. No rational species threatened mutual catastrophe over sovereignty. No rational species chose dignity over survival. But humans had never been fully rational. You hold billions of lives hostage, Zirac said. So do you, Elias replied. The difference is, we're willing to pull the trigger. The galaxy held its breath. Time stretched. Energy fields hummed. Ancient minds weighed probabilities that no longer added up. Finally, Zirac spoke. This device, if it exists, would destabilize the Imperium. Yes, Elias said. And if we withdraw our proposal? Elias lowered the transmitter slightly. Then it stays silent. A long, terrible pause followed. For the first time in centuries, the Zealothi Imperium hesitated. Humanity will be designated an autonomous species, Zirac said at last, each word edged with restrained fury. Your territory will remain yours. Your development observed. Relief surged through the chamber. Some species glowed with quiet admiration. Others pulsed with unease. Elias exhaled, knees weak. But understand this, Zirac added. You have made enemies. Elias met the Arbiter's gaze one final time. We already had them. Now we have a chance. The session dissolved. Representatives departed through folded space, carrying the story with them. Across the galaxy, the tale spread. Not of a weapon, not of a war, but of a species that stared down an empire and refused to kneel. Back on Earth, Elias stood beneath an open sky for the first time in weeks, feeling wind on his face. Humanity was still small, still vulnerable, still divided. But now they were free, and somewhere among the stars, ancient powers whispered a new truth into the void.